Welcome back to the Paul Holden Details channel. Finally we're back after a 3-week break wearing a new hat thanks to Mr. Gary from Pro D. Thank you very much, Gary, for this hat. It is very, very warm, but I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need it today because the weather has turned. It's not very nice out there today. Although I'll probably end up in a t-shirt because I've got my work cut out with this one. Yeah, as you've seen, that is a very, very mucky Ford Fiesta. This is my neighbour's Fiesta. Now, quick disclaimer, the car bears no resemblance to her house. I don't mean they look the same, I mean her house is spotless. There is probably 3 camps of people. There's the ones that have a filthy car, a very, very clean house. There's the ones that have a filthy house and a very, very clean car, or there's the ones in the middle ground where they try and keep both clean, which is a bit like us. Bit of a juggling act, as you can imagine, as I'm always cleaning everyone else's car, including the kids. Anyway, this week we're going to use a number of tools on the upholstery to try and rid Paddy's hair. Yes, Paddy the Jack Russell. Paddy has shed his coat very nicely, even though my neighbour has tried to cover up the back seat. It's all got underneath because dogs get in places where they shouldn't be, and he's just spread hair everywhere. I have cleaned this car before, but not on film. But we've got a new brush to try out. This is a Vican brush. This is a thick pile. It's basically for usage on upholstery and convertibles. So it's probably kind enough to use on the seats. We're going to use that on the seats mainly. I've got crevice tools, another one, Vican one, which I've used many times before. Very, very handy brushes. We've got 2 detailing brushes for switchgear on the dashboard. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that very, very mucky set of switchgear I did on a Mercedes, which hadn't been touched for like 13 years. These are very, very handy. I'll try and put links in the bottom of the video for some of these tools for you guys to check out. Another little crevice tool as well, very handy for switchgear. So that's as far as the brushes are concerned. And it says here, juggling brushes. Oh, there they are. And also with the Hoover, I'm using a pneumatic, the commercial version, the blue one, not the small Henry one. This one's got a bit more go in it. I'm using that Hoover and using it with this. This is another attachment. It's got a nice stiff brush on it. Once again, you can use this on the carpets or the seats. Careful, try not to cross contaminate, but to be honest with you, this is no show car. We're not really worried about, it's not like a hyper detail. This is to get it looking better, if not as near damn it there is to swearing. Another crevice tool here, which comes with most Hoovers. Very, very handy to get down the side of the handbrake, around the seat belts, in all the tight areas. And this one, very handy for ridding dust, to be honest with you. Very, very soft. They're okay on carpets, they're not brilliant. The one thing I will say when you're doing this is, obviously when you're filming it, I'm going to have to turn the Hoover off in between. When you create dust because you're brushing the carpet, just try and keep your Hoover as near as damn it is to swearing to your brush, because you'll suck the dust up as you release it out the fibres. Don't just brush, 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 because you'll just be in a cloud of crap. Keep that Hoover going as much as you can. Obviously when I'm filming this, I've got to turn the Hoover off, move the camera around. Can't really keep the Hoover going non-stop. In the bits where I'm cleaning, I will keep that Hoover going for as much as I can, 90% of the time. So, one product I am going to try it today. I had a delivery from Ash. You wasn't expecting this. Ash from Bear Car Care. I've got a selection of goodies sent down from him to review. We have got reviews backing up. More about that later on at the end of the video with up and coming videos. But this is their interior dressing renew from Bear Car Care. I've got to say, when I took this delivery, this actually came on the Friday, and this really impressed me so far. Look, someone who's took the time to cut down spray heads or have them custom made. There must be something good about that. I've received so many bottles over the last year, 2 years, where I have these crappy spray heads. These are the Canyon spray heads, and he's got them on the products apart from the shampoo. There's a luxury spray wax there. There is a shampoo, and there some other bits and pieces which have disappeared into the back cave over the back. So enough talking, go and get your Hoover out and get sucking. I did say it out loud, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So here we go. This is the pneumatic machine. This is the commercial bigger brother of the Hoover that's called Henry. This is a dry vac version. First things first, remove the belongings. Put them somewhere safe. This is the, well, what you can describe as a dog's blanket, what's left of it. Not very effective. A high-end Primani bag, or depending on where you live in the country, Primarché, as in Primark. Take the mats out, and anything else that's loose, you don't want to disappear up your Hoover. Don't really want to describe what that is in that bottle, but I'm sure it's not what I think it is. But they are fag butts. Yuck. And of course, lighters and loose change, get rid of it. So I just put these to one side for the time being. Now there is a reason for me fast forwarding this, because I spent such a long time on each panel. It was a case of swapping the attachments on the Hoover, releasing the fibres from the upholstery with the Vicam brush, and just generally working in a direction where I can hoover it up. It's persistence and time. I worked it out. I spent 5 hours on this car, 3 of which were spent on the interior, an hour on the outside, and we allowed an extra hour for filming. That's how long they take. So if you wonder why I don't smash videos out every single week, that's why. And obviously this was particularly bad. Now you could go over this with tape and take a lot of the hair off. You could go over with a pet hairbrush. I've used pet hairbrushes before. I don't get on very well with them. They wear out very, very quickly. If you've got any suggestions, put them in the comments. So really this is just a case of working your way methodically through the car, trying to release those dog hairs with the brush and getting them up that Hoover. When it comes to the carpet, this is a case of getting rid of the worst with the Hoover, brushing out the next section, hoovering up those granules, and then doing it again, and just repeat until you get it to you're satisfied with it. This was repeated around the car. Just kept going over the sections. And also clean your tools out as you go. You don't want to be putting hair back into the carpet. When it comes to this section, this is probably the worst affected area in the rear footwell over the gearbox tunnel. Around the seat area, it's just a mixture of dirt, grime, and copious amounts of Jack Russell hair. I did find a gummy bear underneath there, and I'm glad I didn't go up the Hoover. And no, I didn't eat it. So as you can see, the plastic areas, these all got treated later on with APC and then dressed. We didn't pay, so that groove in there, that's done with a tiny little brush. It seems to be another one of Ford's amazing flawed designs. They can trap as much dirt in their cars as possible. And this was the result of the first big hit. So it comes to the dashboard area, quick switcheroo with the different brush attachment, and just try and release as much dirt as possible. And then of course clean it and dress it. Passenger side footwell on this was particularly bad. You'll see in a minute. Yeah, it took several hits to get this up. This is just the first hit. Now rather than just going straight onto the dashboard with a microfiber, you can of course hoover it. No harm in doing this. Go over the switchgear as well. No point in rubbing in dressing all over dust. Might be wondering what happened to that parcel shelf. So again, use the Vicam brush, work your way along, give it a good brush. And then hoover up what's left. That is a cigarette burn by my finger. Comes to door cards, yet again use an APC. This is Auto Glance's APC with Alien Magic's Hog's Hair brush. Work it into the plastics as much as you can without saturating it, of course, and then wipe off the residue before you go ahead and dress it. So this is the Bear Car Care Renew. This is supposed to restore trims and give it a nice finish, more of a new car finish. Now you're not going to obviously get rid of scratches, you're just going to make the plastic slightly darker with a pleasant scent. Quite impressed by this stuff. Some of these you spray on, they just don't do a thing, but this one actually seemed to rejuvenate some of the plastic. Some of the worst affected areas were right under the seats. Managed to get a little action camera under here to show you this bit. It's surprising where this stuff travelled to. Copious amounts of fag ash. Lovely. And this was the result. So no wet vaccine, just dry. And just persisting, really. We finished the fart tester, and what a transformation. My God, I've never seen so much bleeding dog hair in my life. I've done this car before, but not on camera, and this time it was even worse. Ugh, not very good. What did I think about these this new brush, should I say, from Vicam? I won't get hold of the bloody thing. On the parcel shelf, fantastic and great on the seats, this little thing. Not too sure where you can actually get this from as far as detailing companies are concerned. I picked it up from eBay and it's like just over £5. It's nothing for something that's bloody handy to use. It's got a little hole in the end, you can hang these up. I tend to just keep most of my detailing interior stuff in one box, and I know exactly where it is. Oh, I've got one of those carry tool things, you know, put it all in there. The rest of this car, really, to be honest with you, this was the bulk of the stuff was got rid of by this Details Passion carpet brush and the Vicam crevice tool brush, which is a absolute bloody godsend. These are very, very good things to use. That was from eBay, obviously. That's from the Details Passion site, and I'll put a link underneath the video. Also, the crevice tools and switchgear tools, I'll link them as well. You can go and peruse his site and buy some goodies. When it came to the dressing, very, very good stuff, and the fact it smells fresh I kind of mean if it smells fresh as in the car smells new. It's a fresh new car scent, which it does smell very, very nice. Always use your APC before you use it, although this does clean off light grime. There's going to be more on the Bear Car Care range. Got a few goodies sent down, as well as many other videos coming up. On the subject of many other videos coming up, at the moment I'm a little bit behind on some of the ones I'd planned, i.e. the G3 video. I'd planned to do that sooner. Vertal polisher, force drive polisher I'm after next, and a Kranzel. The Kranzel is for a rather large job, which if you follow me on Instagram you'll know the one I'm talking about. That's not been quite confirmed yet, but I definitely need to get a Kranzel for that one. And I haven't machine polished the Metro yet because I refuse to use the rotary on it, purely and simply because it just makes so much bloody mess, and there's a lot of trim on that car which requires a lot of taping up, but more about that later on as we go through the videos. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. Sorry for the delay on the videos. We were planning to get a lot more videos out this year. We are trying. Well, I mean I'm the only one doing it. So please interact with the channel. Please put your comments in, and I will see you on the next video, guys. Taddy bye. I'm going for a cup of tea.